Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, you will learn how to use variables in Python. If you haven't watched the previous tutorial, you'll find the link up here. Okay, let's get going. First, go to a browser and search for Brython. That's the online editor we'll be using. This way, you won't have to install anything on your computer. And go to Editor. Okay, this is going to be our main editing view. I will clear this out because we don't really need this. Variables are essentially containers that store data, and you can store number, you can store strings or text. Let me show you what that means. First, I will type num, short for number, and I'll say num equals, you can insert any number here. I'm going to say number 25. Just like that. And I'll type print num. That's it. Okay, let's run the program. I'm going to click on this button. Okay, now in the console, I see the number 25. What's happening here is I just created a new variable called num, and I defined that as number 25. In other words, I stored number 25 inside a variable called num. After this point, every time I say num, Python will know that what I actually mean is this, number 25. Okay, let's keep practicing. I'm going to create a new variable. This time I'll call it num_2 equals, let's say, 5 plus 5. And I'm going to print the second variable, num_2. Okay, let's run this again. This time it returned number 10 because the variable number 2 is defined as 5 plus 5, which is 10. I'm going to make a new variable. This time I will call it num times num_2, like this. And don't forget to change this value inside the print function. I'm going to change this to num_new. Okay, let's run the program again and hit run. Okay, this time it gave me 250 because we defined this variable num_new and we defined it as num times num2. That's 25 times 10. 25 times 10, that's 250. You might have noticed that I've been using underscore in the variable names a lot. You can name your variables the way you like, but there are a couple of best practices to keep in mind. The first thing I'll say is you want the variable names to be short and memorable. You might come back and revisit your code a few months later, and if there's no meaningful pattern in the naming convention, you might struggle to figure out what it is that you were trying to do, especially if you're sharing the code with other people, like your friends or your colleagues. So this is very important. Keep it short and keep it memorable. And this type of naming convention that uses underscore to punctuate variable names is called snake case. This is probably the most common style in Python. If you're familiar with other languages, like JavaScript, you might have used camel case before. Camel casing is where you put everything in one word and capitalize the first letter of each word. This is also accepted in Python, but a little less common than snake case. There are a few more rules around variable names if you want to get technical, like you can't start a name with a number, or you can only use alphanumerical characters and underscore. If this looks a little bit overwhelming, don't worry too much about it. What I'll say is stick to the first principle, which is keep things short and memorable. Okay, I'm going to make a new variable. This time I'll call it greeting. Greeting equals, insert quotation marks. Let's say hello, just like that. And don't forget to change the variable inside the print function. I'll change that to greeting. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, this time we store the strings in a variable. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. If you'd like to watch more videos like this one, please subscribe to this channel up here. If you're interested in HTML and CSS, you can watch my other tutorials down here. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.